Hello everybody, Genesis King here, and welcome into a preview of a brand new Star Wars mod for Stellaris that will be coming out in the very near future, as in the 8th of April, so 5 days from the date of recording this preview. Star Wars Legacy of the Old Republic. That's right, a Star Wars mod for Stellaris set in the Old Republic era. This mod has been created from the same developers, or the same modders rather, who created Star Wars Fallen Republic, a mod for Stellaris that you have definitely seen on this channel in the past. Did a Mandalorian playthrough, did a Rebel playthrough. I want to say thank you to the modders who gave me early access to this mod, which comes out, by the way, as I mentioned, on April 8th. So what I think we're going to do today, to get a little bit of a preview in here, we are going to dive in to a campaign. And you can choose in this mod from over 48 factions that have been custom made for this era. And specifically, this first release of the mod is going to focus on the first half of the Mandalorian Crusade. And I know what you're asking out there. Is there going to be any SWTOR or KOTOR content that is in this mod? The answer is yes, but it is not going to be available in the first release. It'll be added as they release new versions of the mod. And I believe the map that you can see up here is almost 1.4K or 1,400 individual systems that are in the galaxy. So it is a huge galaxy, and per their dev diaries, and I think I'm going to link down to their subreddit in the description if you want to go read some of this. They are planning on making a smaller map, so for those of you that might have a potato PC or just don't want to put your CPU through managing that many systems, you can definitely pick a smaller map. So what we're going to do today is we are going to pick an empire, and we are going to dive into it. So they've gone in and they've done specific ships for each empire. You can kind of see certain empires have certain ship types, but what we're going to do today is we are going to play as, I think we're going to start with the Remnants of the Sith. And let me know, guys, in the comments below, if you want to see a series in this mod on the channel, please let me know that down in the comments. And as we get into playing this mod, we're going to kind of talk about some more of what makes this mod unique and what the developers have put into this mod. So yeah, let's go ahead and select Remnants of the Sith Empire. Getting into this, I want to point out a couple of things. There are two crises in this mod. The first is the Mandalorian Crusade, and the second is the Return of the Sith. Mandalorian Crusade is kind of the only one that's fully built out at this point, but they do plan on fully building out Return of the Sith for future releases. So we're just going to leave everything on the default. So we're going to leave it as the lore-rich static galaxy, which is 1,300 systems. Major trade routes and other things like that, I'm excited to get into and talk about here, but let's go. And as a side note, you can see here the loading screen. There are some amazing loading screens for this mod that that you will definitely love when you get the opportunity to play. All right, so we've loaded into the galaxy, and what a beautiful galaxy it is, not gonna lie. I think we're somewhere, yeah, we can't even see us. We're up here, like you can't even see us. So this is the starting system, Dromund, for the Remnants of the Sith Empire. We were driven from our world of Korriban by the Republic and the Jedi as retribution for the Setos invasion of Coruscant. Korriban is plundered and our most precious relics are scattered. We're few in number now, but the dark side still calls to us. Our Emperor has gathered what few of us remain and led us to the jungle world of Dromund Kaas in an attempt to rebuild what was lost. One day, the Sith Empire will make its glorious return to the galaxy. One day, the skies of Coruscant will be darkened by our fleet, but until then, we shall wait in the shadows and rebuild. All right, cool. Oh man, gorgeous game, as I mentioned. These modders are really good at what they do, and I mentioned earlier, but again, thank you to the modders for giving me early access to this. So first, a few things that I want to point out is the resources. So there have been some resources added. First is rare crystals. Exotic gases is the base game, but they've separated out here. Starship fuel, heavy alloys, and what I think is most interesting is manpower. So in Stellaris, there's never been a system to say, hey, based on your population, you can support this many ships, or this ship does this amount of manpower. There has been in some mods. The one I'm specifically thinking of is the Star Trek mod. Star Trek New Horizons has a mechanic like that. And I do like that it has been incorporated here. So you can produce on your planets via military academies or changing your laws and various technologies to get more manpower. But as a part of that, one of the more interesting things is that when you build, and I guess we can't do it yet, so let's go ahead and queue some of this up. Let's go ahead and survey. Construction ship, go ahead and... Actually, we can see it here. Building a station actually costs manpower. And if you think about it, makes sense, right? You need somebody to man that station, run that station. But this, from playing this so far, has been a very limiting factor in how quickly I can expand. And I like that. I really do like that. So let's go ahead and get that going. And we'll continue to talk about some things here. As I mentioned in the intro, well, you know what? Let's grab some tech and we can talk about tech. This mod does have unique technologies and components. They do plan on doing some other stuff with ships, but that's going to take some time as that's a lot of graphics, etc. So let's grab boost to physics first. Let crime, and sure. Starship fuel production plus 5%. Let's go for it. And each of the empires, well, not each of the empires, some of the empires have a unique storyline that you get to play through. And we're going to see it probably pop up here in a moment. For the Sith Empire, we have a storyline that, well, I guess we'll talk about it when we get to it. Here's our capital.
Construction.
Yeah, amenities ain't great. So, I don't know. We don't have the minerals for it right now, but we will. Screw it. Let's just do a city district. And this mod is a little bit more, it's more closely related to the base game than Star Wars Fallen Republic was. So there is a lot more of those core components that they kept, which, at least from what I can tell, is a little bit less of a load on your computer. And it is more in tune, I guess you can say, with the base game. The other thing that you do need population for is going to be your colonies. You do need 250 manpower to colonize. And we're currently short on... Okay, cool. Well, let's go to the market and we'll buy some of that. This mod also does have unique traditions. So for the Sith Empire specifically, we have rebuilding, a new Sith Order, Imperial agents, along with some of the other base game traditions. So in rebuilding, you basically are building out your military or getting boosts to that, edict fund, etc. So small things like this make the mods. So let's go ahead and go rebuilding to start with, and we will roll with that. All right, so I mentioned a little bit ago, each story, or each empire rather, has kind of a unique storyline, at least a few of them to start out. And this one is for the Sith. So a dangerous planet. Dromund Kaas is known for its hostile environment. So that's our home planet here. The planet is crawling with predators that could easily threaten our attempts at establishing a strong foothold on this world. We must put an end to them at all costs. And it shall be done. Planetary pacification started. So this is a continuation of the storyline. Our soldiers have had success raiding the nests and dens of these beasts. We have increased success if we had more recruits. They would be able to speed the pacification process along. Unfortunately, we can't do this because we don't have enough manpower. So not necessary. Something else to point out about this mod is that the empires do have unique ships. Well, most of them do, as I mentioned. Some of them have the same sets and same packs, but I'm sure this mod team will continue to build those out and make them as unique as possible as further developments of the mod get released. So in this mod, there are unique components. You normally have your reactors, hyperdrives, thrusters, sensor shields, etc. There are other internal components that you can unlock via technology, and it does have a unique weapons system that, again, you have to go and tech through. So far, I'm loving the models for at least the Sith Empire ship set. I've played as the Sith in a campaign so far a little bit, and I have also played as the Mandalorians, and let me tell you, the models absolutely look great. All right, Dromund Kaas is ours. So we finished the storyline. After a grueling fight, most of our planet's Terrantelic population is destroyed. Under Vacan's command, our soldiers proved victorious. Even Vacan himself killed one of the Sith spawn abominations. Their elimination is the first step in permanently establishing a foothold on this world. And we get a bunch of unity. Now, Finished surveying our first system over here. Again, we have to use manpower to build star bases, which is relatively limiting in the early game, at least. So let's go ahead and get that queued up. And we'll continue down.
Technology secured.
Continue down this tradition here. Are you about done? Because we're about out of consumer goods. Crime has been reduced. Lovely. Scientist level cap, sure. And as I mentioned, there's a lot of unique techs, a lot of unique components that go into this mod. All right, rebuilding the Empire. The glory of any empire is a strong foundation. Our people are doing everything to bring us back to our old strength and take revenge on the Republic. Reaching new outposts and colonies should benefit greatly from this upswing. So, for 10 years, we get extra ship speed, reduction in build cost, and a speed up of our colony development. So those little events right there, in the grand scheme of things, the grand storyline,
Technology
have
secured.
been made unique to each of the empires. Boost to research, cool. Sure, early reactor enhancement, whatever. So more unique events for the Sith Empire. More survivors arrived. We have contact with some transport ships that reach Dromonkas. The ships are fellow survivors of the Great Hyperspace War and wish to rejoin our cause. The ships have trained pilots and crew members, in addition to regular soldiers and a working force. So we get an army out of this, and a Sith pop, and... Or no, we don't get an army. We just get a Sith pop and manpower. So yeah, guys, that is the preview for the Star Wars Legacy Old Republic mod. Let me know in the comments if you are excited for this mod and what specifically you are excited for about the mod. The era, the ship models, whatever it is, let me know that down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. As always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars, Stellaris, and sci-fi gaming fun. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Later, everybody.